Greetings, Generals. Welcome to the Peninsula Campaign on Ultimate General Civil War. This is a CSA campaign being fought on Major General Light difficulty using the JMP Rebalance mod version 1.29.1. The last battle that I fought was the Battle of Shiloh, and now it's time to move on to the Peninsula Campaign, or more precisely, Jackson's Valley Campaign, because we're going to fight the First Battle of Winchester, Cross Keys, and Port Republic on our way to the Battle of Gaines Mills, which is the next major battle in the game. And then after Gaines Mill, you go to camp, but there are no minor battles before you fight the major battle of Malvern Hill right after Gaines Mill. You can see on the screen there at the top left that I have held the Union to plus a 0% over timeline strength. I did get a full wipe at Bull Run, full wipes at the one of the minor battles, Stay Alert. I didn't get a full wipe at Ambush Convoy, but I got a full wipe at Stay Alert. And so then the wipe at Shiloh. So they are 0% over their timeline strength here. And if you see the report that's coming down, it says, "Dear friend, I've heard that after the Battle of Shiloh, more than 32,600 of our troops would be transferred to the front." Okay, so they got a core reinforcement. They needed that to maintain timeline strength. And so not worried about it. They're 0% over, so they're right where they should be. Here is the results of Shiloh. And one thing I noticed is that my casualties were pretty historically accurate. The Confederacy lost right at close to 11,000 men at Shiloh, the Union about 13,000. I inflicted 20,892 infantry casualties, took out 71 guns, 1,200 cavalry, and captured 11,366. And then my casualties also include the Allied corps under Bragg and Breckinridge, so that is not all my casualties. I took the 3 points from Shiloh, and I put 2 in medicine and 1 in politics. Now, you may be looking right here at list of logistics, and you may be thinking, oh, he's crazy. He's got 0 in logistics. Well, so far, and let's take a look at the armory, I am maintaining okay with weapons I'm recovering from the battlefield and some that I'm able to buy and also use rep buys for. I've got 3,300 Springfield 55s. I know they're lower tier, but I have them. And right now, one thing I'm doing that I haven't done in the past is I still have multiple brigades out here, the front line brigades using Springfield 42s. And that's because in this campaign, and I will jump over to the Army in a second, I'm doing a couple of things a little different than I did in my Brigadier General Plus campaign. On the artillery side, you can see here I don't have a lot of Napoleons, and I am going to buy these 3 here before the end of this, Peninsula campaign here, because whatever you don't buy here, it resets. So if you want them, you need to buy them. But I have 24 6-pounder field guns because I captured a lot of Napoleons at Shiloh, and they have now been put into use. So we're going to go out here and look at the Army real quick. This is Royce King's 1st Corps, and notice here, 1st and 2nd Division, Preston got wounded, and I had extra Jackson. I picked up an extra Jackson because at Bull Run, Jackson is an award for winning Bull Run, but during the Battle of First Bull Run, the brigade commander of Thomas Jackson, Stonewall Jackson, got wounded, and so it dropped him into my barracks. And when the battle was over and I looked, I had Stonewall Jackson that I just earned, plus I had Stonewall Jackson that got wounded. And I kind of thought that was weird because Jackson comes on there with 5 brigades. And, you know, they're his regiments, but they're brigades, the 2nd, 4th, 5th, 27th, and 33rd Virginia. And I don't think he's the commander of any of them. But then Jackson also has that little avatar that runs around on the battle. It doesn't have a command radius, but he's there. And that did not disappear. So that was still there when the battle ended, but it said Jackson was wounded. All very strange. I don't care. I have 2 Stonewall Jacksons. And what I am doing here is I realize it's 2 different characters, but in my mind, in Roy's world here, Jackson has operational control over Preston's division. So that's just the way I'm saying it. I've got Stonewall Jackson in operational control of 2 divisions, and but you do have one Jackson has slightly more experience than the other Jackson. I can't explain that, but you know, in this game, a general is a general. It doesn't matter what their name is. Lieutenant General, you know, Robert E. Lee is no better than or worse than Lieutenant General Albert Sidney Johnson. If they're the same rank, they are what they are. So, let's take a look at what I did do. I went in, and after Shiloh, in the barracks, you get some great colonels available for purchase. You get some great ones. And I took Robert Rhodes and put Rhodes in command of the 1st Virginia Rifles, which jumped their experience way up from where it was. I put John C. Breckinridge in command of the 2nd Virginia Rifles. I put Robert Ransom in command of the 3rd Virginia Line. And I put Cadmus Wilcox in command of the 1st Tennessee Rifles. I still have Richard Ewell in command of the 2nd Tennessee Rifles. And then, of course, Alfred Kemper, who has been with us since Potomac Fort, in command of the 1st South Carolina Line. Now, before I talk about the 1st Alabama Line, the award of after Shiloh, you get Forrest Cavalry. And one thing that I noticed was that I stuck a lieutenant colonel in there just to see what it did. It didn't hardly even flinch. The stats, the efficiency was already had this red bar. Even with Forrest in command, his command level was higher. But, and I've done this for a reason. I have no intention of keeping this brigade. What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge this brigade with Stewart's brigade right here very shortly. In fact, going into this battle here at Winchester, I'm going to go ahead and give him a few more guys there. You just saw me give him a few more guys. And the reason I'm giving him a few more guys is because I'm going to merge this brigade over into this brigade. Because one thing I don't have right now is I don't have a dedicated skirmisher. And I want at least one dedicated skirmisher. And so that is my plan here. I have created a couple of new units. I got the Savannah Light Howitzers. Yes, I did create a couple of new units. They don't have any perk yet. Richmond Artillery, Memphis Artillery. Artillery is my designator for Napoleons. Still have the Norfolk Rifles, the Briarfield Rifles, and then the Corinth Light Howitzers. I have moved them down here with the cavalry, and for the moment, I am going to let them stay with the cavalry division. Johnson, I've started building out this corps, and I've got one full division built. Fitzhugh's Mississippi Militia is now the 1st Mississippi Mounted Infantry. All right, with that being said, it's time to jump right on into the Battle of 1st Winchester. And it says that we're going to have them outnumbered, but we're not. We're not, because we're only taking in 10 of our 20 brigades. If we could take in our entire corps, I'd have them outnumbered, but that is not the way it's going to be. It says it seems that the Federals decided to give a battle and deployed around the town of Winchester. Our scouts report that General Banks has no more than 4 brigades supported by artillery and light units. You have at your disposal a significant force to crush the Federal Army and capture the city. I know there's at least 2 big cav brigades he has. The enemy is outnumbered, so we need you to prevail on the field, bring us a victory, and inflict at least 30% more casualties to the enemy. Godspeed, General. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is, my deployment might look a little weird here, but we are going to get all of my infantry brigades that I am going to keep here, and I need where is the 3rd Virginia? There's the 3rd Virginia line. Alright, I'm going to stack them kind of on top of each other. Yep, I know, it looks weird. I'm going to put the Richmond Artillery in there as tight as I can get the Richmond Artillery. We're going to move the Memphis Artillery over. And I'm going to bring the Norfolk Rifles in here tight too. And then we're going to keep the 2nd Tennessee Rifles because they're bigger. And we're going to keep the South Carolina line, which is Kemper. This will make more sense in just a moment. Okay, there's a reason for this deployment. Up in the top right corner at the Dunker Church, this is the Sharpsburg map from the Battle of Antietam. But at that church right there, I know there's a big cavalry brigade hiding. If you don't do something about him early, he is going to come out and raise all kinds of havoc behind your lines, and it is a problem. So we're going to take care of him early, okay? Also, right here in these woods to our front, there is a skirmisher. But when I click play here in a second, and I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to hit pause, he's going to be visible. And all three infantry brigades, all three artillery brigades are going to unload on him. He is going to waver or rout. He'll probably rout before my cavalry can even get there. And then he will either shatter or surrender. And while that is going on, we've got to take care of this cavalry brigade. So let me go ahead and hit start battle and hit pause. Alright, I've got the game paused. Now, the reason I put these two infantry brigades so far up here is because if you don't, you can't deploy their skirmishers. And you can't deploy their skirmishers because, well, dadgummit. Alright, my mouse is being a little screwy with me. Because this guy's too close. See, I cannot deploy skirmishers because he's too close. Now, he's about to be close to his Heavenly Father here in just a moment because he's about to get unleashed on. But you can't deploy him. And then I'm going to get this cav brigade down here because I'm going to loop Stewart down, take out the skirmisher, and then I'll loop Stewart back up, and between Stewart and Vinton and the South Carolina line and the Tennessee Rifles, we'll try to trap that cav brigade up there in the woods, take it out, and then worry about the rest of it. So let's see if that plays out the way I want it to. Told you he would rout. He's already broken. Alright. Now, I'm going to pause again because now we can actually deploy these skirmishers. And I am going to deploy my infantry along this road right here. And I'm doing a little bit different than I do in some battles because I'm trying to kind of spread my line out a little bit longer. See, he was here, he was there. Oh, wait, nope. Trying to spread them out just a little bit longer and keep my skirmishers kind of up there with on my line, not way out in front of it. I'm going to get the Memphis artillery over. Let's come up here and grab the Norfolk Rifles. And we'll get the Richmond artillery and put them in here. We're going to bring the supplies down, Royce Kings down. Now, he's got to get over here to help with Vinton because in just any second now, that cavalry is going to come charging out of these woods. Sometimes he charges the skirmishers. Sometimes he comes and charges the cavalry. The further you can get over to the left, the better, because if not, he may try to... There he comes. And if we can push him back north and trap him up there in the corner. Except Vinton dropped back and left Stewart to go in there by himself. Hopefully Vinton will get there before Stewart routs. Alright, they're going to be able to take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and move Kemper. The idea there was they were charged together and that it got there at the same time. So Stewart, unfortunately took the brunt of that early charge and lost a lot of guys. Alright, I think he surrendered. No, I don't think he did. Oh, now he did. Alright, here we go. Get him out of there. So now we got skirmishers coming up. Okay. I'm gonna bring these guys as tight down through here as we can. Yeah, Stewart lost 77 men. Alright, grab their supplies. Sometimes there's another supply wagon that can be snagged. Don't get too deep into Winchester. Look around and see if there's another supply wagon that can be snagged. Alright, get back out of there, it's not there. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to do here is basically, I'm in an artillery duel with them at the moment. I realize that, and I'm taking, you know, some artillery shots, but I'm also I'm going to try to bait them out to come out and play. So, if I can get their infantry to start coming up there and wearing itself out on my pretty much across the board defensive line that I've got up there, then actually taking Winchester is the easy part. If you can wear them out up there. I've got 2 hours and a half. I've got 2 hours and 28 minutes to play with. I'm just kind of leaving him close in case somebody wants to try to come snag the supplies back. Go ahead and route them skirmishers out of here. My cavalry, there's that other supply wagon. He is not going to come up and allow me to be able to get him. That's too far into the city to try to run. I think that's the AI trying to bait me. Okay, Vinton is still hidden, which is good. He's gotten 3. Oh, fall back, fall back. What are you doing? Alright, that's nice, Vinton. That's nice and all, but get back. You're seen now. Get back. Benton, so help me, if you hang out there till you start taking artillery fire, when I'm telling you to fall back, I am going to bring you up on charges. Okay, he's hidden now. Uh-oh, he's not. Alright, Stuart, you're hidden right there. Stop right there. You're good. Now, they may have better spotters out there now that I've done that once. Now, the way I baited them into some infantry charges is to start sending out skirmishers. And then you see the infantry starts moving, you start backing the skirmishers up. Let him have it, Benton. Benton is still hidden, that's good. Man, Stewart's not hidden again, though. Fall back, Benton, you're seen now. Get up here and help supply my artillery. Oh, fall on back, Benton. Eventually, a big infantry brigade comes up from the city. Okay, let's see what happens next. Well, not having as much luck baiting them as I would like. I might have to step my infantry forward about 100 yards and see if that brings anybody out to play. One more volley off Benton and then get back. Oh! Skirmisher down south. Skirmisher down south. Fall back. There's an infantry brigade charging. Broke off his charge. Give me one volley. Fall back, Ransom. Somebody's charging somewhere. Okay, now maybe Gordon's gonna come out. Okay. Back, Benton. Back, Benton. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. why is Breckenridge's skirmishers getting tied up with a dang... I must have sent them moving too far forward, because Breckenridge's skirmishers decided that he wanted to take on an entire brigade. Get over here and help Benton. This battle's a little tougher on Major General Light than it is on BG Plus. I guarantee you that. Don't crisscross. Go, Virginia line. Virginia rifles, you shoot. Go, South Carolina line. Rifles, keep moving forward. What the heck? Oh, there was a general in there and he freed him. Well, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. I don't think I've ever seen a general get into either. I just totally missed that there was a general in there, or they just had a general literally run in there and free somebody. Go, Virginia line. we got to go back north because Banks, buddy, that was a gutsy move. Mount up, Benton. Stewart, you've lost enough guys. I am not putting you back in this fight. Very strange how they play out sometimes. We started in the north. Went all the way down and captured the town. Just in case there's a loose skirmisher running around, go over and get the town. Get up there to canister range. Get up there to canister range. Oh, and it's just going to finish. They had 782 guys get away right there. Okay. Let's see how we did. Victory. Alright, yep. Oh, Breckenridge got wounded. I just got Breckenridge. Stewart's been promoted. Yule's been promoted. Goods. Didn't capture a lot of weapons. Would have thought I would have captured more weapons than that. Alright. We're going to go back to the camp. Got some additional recruits. Okay. Stewart's a brigadier general now. Alright. And that is the Battle of First Winchester. So now I will have to rebuild these units and get them ready for the next battle, the Battle of Cross Keys. It wasn't pretty. I got a couple of curveballs thrown at me, but it's a victory. I will take it. We'll go over here to career. I got one career point. We're going to go ahead and put this career point in Army Organization. All right. So, like I said, thank you for watching. Tune in next time for the Battle of Cross Keys.